This video will show you narrative writing with a third grade classroom. It will show you the modules of pre-writing, drafting, and editing. All right, so third graders, welcome to Writer's Workshop. Today we're actually going to get started on it, and we're going to start doing something called pre-writing. You've been working at home a little bit on your topics you can write about sheet. And it's similar to something you experienced in second grade and first grade and even kindergarten a little bit. So I think you're going to be pros at this. But today we'll do just a little bit of review on that first step called pre-writing. I put my topics I can write about sheet up here, and as you can see, I've been carrying my sheet around with me too because I've got it all folded up, just thinking of ideas I can write about. Here I have 2 ideas, and I have to choose the one that I want to pre-write about today. So let me think. The first one is, I felt embarrassed because my car alarm wouldn't shut off or go off. It was awful. Toys R Us parking lot, my car alarm's going off. I tried getting in, I tried starting the car, and the car alarm just kept going on and on, even when I started driving the car. I drove about 25 miles to a friend's house before it finally shut off. Terrible experience. The other one I have up here is I felt devastated because I tore the knees out of my new Calvin Klein jeans. That was also a really bad experience. In fact, I was about your age when my mom got me some brand new jeans, and I fell roller skating down a hill because of the neighborhood bully, David, who tripped me, and I fell onto the sidewalk on my knees. Horrible. So when I think about these 2 topics, I think the one that I'm going to go with as I'm talking to you about it is the second one. Mostly because when I think about my audience, it's primarily you. And you're third graders, just like I was here. I was an adult here, so I think you might relate a little bit more to this story. So I think that's what I'm going to choose. I felt devastated because I tore the knees out of my new Calvin Klein jeans. So without further ado, here we are, our first step called pre-writing. And before we start, I have a listening target, and Megan, my partner, is going to come up and take a seat. Megan, my partner today for pre-writing, is going to help me immensely, or help me a lot. So I want you to watch, how does Megan help me through this process of pre-writing? The other thing that's going to help me for pre-writing today is actually behind me. I don't know if you can see those great big posters, but I have a couple of really helpful pre-writing posters. And in fact, the one lists all 6 steps that I need to follow. So you know what, Megan? If I look up there, it says pick a topic. I already did that, didn't I? I'm going to pick the one where I was devastated because I tore those knees out of my jeans. All right, let's take a look at the second step. Tell the story to a partner. All right, Megan, are you ready to hear the full story? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Well, I was about your age, and I really wanted Calvin Klein jeans because those were the cool jeans of the time, especially white ones. Well, my mom and dad finally bought me a pair of jeans, and they gave them to me, and I was so excited. Then I noticed my friends were outside skating, and I, of course, wanted to show off my new jeans. So I went outside in my new jeans. They were roller skating, though, down the hill. That's an important fact I forgot to tell you. And along with my jeans, I put on my skates. And I climbed up that hill on the grass, got to the top, and just like my friends were doing, I decided to roller skate down. It was fine until David, the neighborhood bully, stuck his foot out. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stop. I was midway down the hill, tripped, flew through the air, landed on my knees, got up, blood all over my white Calvin Klein jeans. Awful. Went home, crying, sobbing. My mom was not very happy with me, as you can imagine. But you know what? The next morning, I woke up, and there, sitting on the couch, was a brand new pair, at least I thought they were brand new, a brand new pair of white Calvin Klein shorts. My mom, overnight, had taken the jeans, cut off the bloody part, and made them into shorts. Isn't that nice? Yeah. All right, now let me see what my third step is. Test your story by asking questions to your partner. All right, now my questions are also listed up there. I need to be sure that I had all the different components of narrative in my story. So first of all, who were my characters?
You, your mom, David, and your friends skating down the hill.
Oh, so I had all the characters. Good. All right, what was the setting of my story?
Outside and in your house.
Good, so I established that. Great, so I've got those two parts. How about what was the problem in my story?
That David tripped you when you were roller skating and your Calvin Klein jeans got holes in it and stuff.
Oh,
Bleeding.
good, so I have a problem in there. Super. How about the resolution?
Your mom cut off the bloody part and made them into shorts.
Oh, wonderful. So I had the beginning then with the characters and the setting. I established the problem, which was falling down that hill on my knees. And then I even have an ending or a resolution where she actually took those jeans and made them into shorts. Awesome. Talk with your partner right now, third graders. How has Megan helped me so far in my story or my pre-writing part of my story?
She helped really describe the story a lot more detail. And I like that a lot. I can picture it right now in my mind.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, third graders. Now, Megan, I'm going to go on to my next step, which is to sketch my pictures. So here we go. I am going to draw the beginning, and here's my mom. And here I am with my new jeans on and my little outfit there, and there's my mom, and we're both really super excited and happy. And I think I'm going to draw the window where my friends are going down that hill, because somehow I had to know they were out there so that it would prompt me to want to go outside too. So I'm going to draw my friends kind of skating down that hill. David doesn't show up until a little bit later, so I think I'm going to leave him out of the story until I get to the middle or the problem. Okay? So there's my beginning. Now the middle was where the problem happens. And I ask my mom if I can go outside, and she of course says yes, but she's a little leery. She knows that I might wreck my jeans, but I still go. So here's the hill now up close, not just through the window anymore. And this time I am going to draw David, because remember, he was a big part of the problem. And he kind of came in right when I was starting to go down the hill too. And here he is, he's going to stick his leg out. And I think I'm going to draw kind of a couple of pieces of the story. One, here I am going down the hill, but when I hit his leg, I kind of went flying through the air. So remember, I was on my roller skates with my jeans on, by the way. Here they are. There they are. And I'm kind of going, ah, of course I was more on my stomach, right? Yeah. But I fell, and I ended up, and I'm going to draw an arrow, getting up, and oh my gosh, I was sobbing. My jeans had holes in both knees, and they were bleeding all over the place. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. So then anyway, I got home, and I was incredibly sad. But the next morning, I woke up, and there on the couch was a brand new pair of white Calvin Klein shorts that my mom, here's my mom, that my mom had made for me. There we go. All right, now it looks like you need to retell this story as if you're me. So can you pretend you're me and retell the story?
Okay, so your mom and dad, or my mom and dad, bought me a new pair of Calvin Klein white jeans, and I saw my friends outside skating, and I asked my mom if I could go outside with them, and she said yes, but sort of in like a yes-no way. And so I was out there, and David, the bully, he tripped me, and I went flying in the air, and I got holes in my new Calvin Klein jeans, and I was bleeding, and I was crying like crazy. So the next morning I woke up, and there was a new pair of Calvin Klein shorts that my mom had made overnight, and I was really happy that I got a new pair of shorts.
Good. I like that you mentioned that my mom made them. In fact, maybe I'll have my mom say something like, I made them, or yeah, I made them. We'll fit that in there. I made them, or I made these for you, something like that. That's good because then it establishes that she made those. All right, my last step, we have to write a title together. I need your help, third graders. Can you talk together and see if you could come up with a title for my story? What do you think we should write for a title? Any ideas? Okay, so maybe something like Calvin Klein jeans.
Roller skating with my friends.
Okay. How about something, because the Calvin Klein jeans were such a... Oh, did you say the new Calvin Klein jeans? Because of this? I like that, because it wouldn't totally give away what happened, and yet it would kind of lead, they would think that this is what we were referring to. I like it. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very quickly. Megan, what was the title that we came up with?
The new Calvin Klein jeans.
And do you mind explaining to them why we came up with that?
Because some, like, they might think that these are the new Calvin Klein jeans, but we're inferring, they're inferring about this, but we're actually talking about the shorts.
Yeah, exactly. So it might throw them for a little bit of a loop. I love it. Very quickly, let's debrief, third graders. How did Megan help me today? Go ahead and talk.
By details in the parts of the story, there's and the resolution. She did a good job.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. That was our pre-writing, and actually today then you'll get an opportunity to do some pre-writing. Yesterday I was telling you a little bit about this story that happened to me with my Calvin Klein jeans. Today we actually get to move to the next step in the writing process, which is drafting. Now, as I draft the first picture in my storyboard, the beginning, I want you to be thinking, what are some things I'm doing as I draft? So you have to watch really carefully and be super sleuths and find maybe 5 or 6 things that I do that are special to drafting. Are you ready to watch? Here we go. All right, so I'm going to draft this first box, and I think I need to skip lines. And the reason I skip lines is so if I have to go back and edit or revise, I'm going to have plenty of space to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put an X by the lines I'm actually going to write on, just like that. And now I need to use my storyboard to help me come up with ideas. So I need to talk about how my mom gave me those new Calvin Klein jeans. So maybe I want to start something like, oh, and by the way, I need to indent too. So I'm actually going to take, see that orange square up there with the B? I'm actually going to start with that to remind me that I need to indent that first line when I draft. So I'm going to put that box down there to show I need to start in a little bit for my indent. So maybe I'll start something like, finally my mom bought me the new Calvin Klein jeans that I had wanted forever. Finally, my mom bought me the new Calvin Klein jeans that I wanted forever. Good, it's always good to reread so then I know where I need to go next. Very quickly, third graders, talk to your partner. I've so far done 2 things. Let's see if you caught them. Ready? Go ahead. Great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I think I heard from people that I used the box so I'd remember to indent. I skipped lines, I reread, and some of you even said I really used that picture. In fact, I'm going to check off the parts of the picture that I already used. The fact that my mom gave me those jeans. Now I need to talk about how I want to go outside to see my friends. I need about 3 to 6 sentences in a paragraph, so I'm headed in the right direction. I have 1. So finally my mom bought me the new Calvin Klein jeans that I had wanted forever. Then maybe I need to say, I couldn't wait to show them off. I noticed, because somehow I need to get them up here. I noticed, I don't know, it might be C-E-D, but it sounds like an S. I'm going to circle it because I'm not sure how to spell it. Okay, so I couldn't wait to show them off. I noticed my friends were roller skating outside. I decided, there again, I think it's a C-E-D, decided, C-I-D, I'm going to circle it. I decided to go out and see them. All right, third graders, what's something else I did when I drafted? Go ahead, talk with your partner really fast. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's read it over, though, to make sure it makes sense. I do want to check this off because I wrote now about how I want to go outside. So let's see if it all makes sense. All right, you can help me if you want. Finally, my mom bought me the new Calvin Klein jeans that I had wanted forever. I couldn't wait to show them off. I noticed my friends were roller skating outside. I decided to go out and see them. You know what? See them. Who? My friends. I decided to go out and see my friends. I overheard a couple of you saying that if your jeans were new, how could you have wanted them forever? Well, what I could do, because I am thinking it's okay, but I'm kind of questioning it now that I overheard a couple of you say that, what I could do is kind of circle that area, the new and the forever. And even though I circled these because of spelling, circling a word may indicate that, gosh, I might need to change it somehow as I think about it a little bit more. All right. Third graders, can you share out what were a few things I did as I drafted? I overheard you saying some great things. Yes? Yeah, I reread, I indented.
You checked some things off your picture?
I did to show that I had written about them. Skip lines.
You circled the words that you didn't know how to spell.
Great. Is that what you were going to say? Shoot. Yes.
Circle words that might not make sense, but they probably could.
Okay, great.
That you when you did punctuation in forever, you put like an exclamation mark.
Oh, so I was already using some great descriptive language maybe and descriptive punctuation. Good, so I was conscious of that. Liam?
And you did more than a paragraph?
You know, a paragraph is going to be about 3 to 6 sentences, so 3 to 6 sentences really per box. So if I was in that realm, then I'm good to go. You all did such a nice job. Should we check it with our poster to see if you got them all? Let's look and see here quick. When you draft, you want to skip lines. You got it. Use my storyboard to keep things in order. Practice talking through each square. Awesome. Write each square as a paragraph. Circle anything that doesn't look right or I need to sound out. And then maybe think of any questions the reader might have and check off the storyboard. Did you get them all? Yeah. Awesome. Thumbs up, everybody. Good job. All right, everybody. Here we go. We are on our final, one of our final steps to the writing process, editing. You still can do some revising as well if your teacher, can we start over? It's good we just started that. All right, here we go. All right, third graders, we are in our final step of the writing process. There is one more revising, which we'll look at a little bit later in the year or throughout this month. But today, we are going to do some editing. And there are basically 3 or 4 things that you do when you edit. And I know you know this because you started using some of these editing procedures back in kindergarten already, if you can believe it. The first one that I find very helpful is called dot and say. And so, by the way, my listening target, I want you to listen for those 3 to 4 editing stages and steps. But in addition to that, Why do you do them? Because I think you're ready for that, right? Since you've been doing them since kindergarten. But the first one I'm going to show very quickly is called Dot and Say. And so I want your help reading the story while I dot and say and check for anything that maybe doesn't sound right or doesn't look right. Do you think you can help me read my full story? All right, here we go, everybody. Let's start with the title. The New Calvin Klein Jeans. Finally, my mom bought me the new Calvin Klein jeans that I had wanted forever. I couldn't wait to show them off. I noticed my friends were roller skating outside. I decided to go out and see my friends. Here we go. I put on my skates too and started up the hill on the grass. When I got to the top, I saw David was sitting at the middle of the hill. In the middle of the hill. I like that better. In the grass. David stuck his foot out and I flew through the air and landed on my knees. When I stood up, I saw that I had torn my jeans at the knees and blood was dripping down the legs. I knew that my mom was going to be mad. I felt miserable all night. That was actually the middle. And I forgot to put my box in before, so I'm going to put an M there for my box, and I did indent, which is great. Here we go. The next morning, I woke up dreading my day. But guess what? Waiting for me on the living room couch was a pair of white Calvin Klein shorts. You know what? I'm going to go back up here. And I actually know that you're not supposed to necessarily start all sentences with a conjunction like but I'm going to go ahead and do it there because this is too long. But guess what? Okay, I like it. Here we go. Let's keep going. My mom has cut off the ruined bottoms of my jeans. Had cut off the bottoms of my jeans, okay, and made them into shorts. I smiled. This was going to be a wonderful day. All right, nice job helping me read. Can you quickly... Oh, I forgot the box. Thank you so much. Helpers, quick talk with your partner. Why do we do dot and say? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, the next editing step that I want to show you is green light, red light. I bet you can even remember why you do green light, red light. Can someone share that with me? Green light, red light. Yeah.
To make sure you have a capital in the beginning of the sentence and a period.
Awesome. Would you mind doing it for me? Do you mind coming all the way from the back and doing it for me? And actually, if you could do the green light, would you mind doing the red light for me? Great. That would be fantastic. And I'll help you by reading the sentence, okay? So we want our, good, see, I knew you knew this. Finally, my mom bought me the new Calvin Klein jeans that I had wanted forever. What do I do with my red light? Ah, there you go. Nice job. Maybe move just a little bit to the side if you don't mind so they can see. And now we need a green light. Does that look uppercase to you, hon? Should we make it, do you want to make it look more uppercase? There we go. I couldn't wait to show them off. There. This is so nice. I wish I always had someone to do my work. Good job. I noticed my friends were roller skating outside. I decided to go out and see my friends. Nice job. Today I'm just going to show the very first paragraph using green light, red light. You did such a nice job. Thank you so much. You know what? Again, the reason you use this is to do your uppercase. Make sure you have an uppercase and make sure you have an end mark. Last one, because we've already done our orange square. The last one is quick bottom to top, and I just want to show that to you with just a few lines. And with this one, I'm primarily checking for spelling errors. So if you want to help me with a couple of lines, this is kind of funny to read this way. Are you ready? Day, wonderful, be to going was, this smiled I, shorts into them made, and jeans my of bottoms ruined, the off cut had mom my. I don't think I saw any spelling errors. And I could go all the way through my story doing that. All right, very quickly debrief. There are actually 4 editing strategies, including this one. Quick, tell your partner what those are. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if you got them. Give me a thumbs up if you got all of them. Awesome. 3rd graders, you did such a nice job. Thank you very much for listening during Writer's Workshop today. You have just watched a narrative writing lesson. Hopefully you noticed the listening target, think aloud, pair, share, and debriefing by the teacher. Remember that this is just one example of a narrative writing lesson.